Hi, my name is Abhiraj and I am one of the co-founders of Urban Clap. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of our very important culture pillars, which is ownership. Ownership comes from an interesting word called owner. And owners don't work for anybody else, they work for themselves. So, let me take an example. Think of me as the owner of Urban Clap. Every morning when I get up, nobody tells me what to do. If I decide that I don't want to go to work, I don't go to work, right? So the interesting question that pops up is, why do I push myself to go to work? Why do I push myself to run to office every day? And that, when you start to ask that question, which is, why do we do what we do, irrespective of whether somebody's asking us to do it or not, you start to appreciate the meaning of the word ownership. Ownership really is about taking charge of whatever work stream you're handed over or responsible for. And thinking about it end to end, from conceptualization of the problem to problem solving, all the way to action steps and the next steps post the action. This is, usually a very unsettling thing, particularly for people young in their career, because throughout our schooling, throughout our education, college, etc., we've been molded in a way that we are asked to follow tasks. So we are handed over a list of tasks, and if we accomplish those tasks, then we know that we've done a good job. For example, in school, if you get a certain percentage or certain grades, then you know that you're a good student. However, this completely changes once you're the owner of anything, because nobody tells owners what to do. So nobody hands down a task list to an owner and tells them to accomplish that task list, which will lead to them having done a good job. So it's really up to the owner to decide what is the set of things that need to be prioritized, what are the efforts that need to be proved and put in, and what are the next steps. And to that extent, owners are actually judged by outcomes and not by efforts. And we really hold this philosophy at the heart of everything we do at Urban Clap, the concept of ownership. We believe that every smart individual doesn't want to work for somebody, they want to work for themselves. And therefore we give them a lot of freedom. We allow them to be complete owners of whatever work stream or whatever area or function that they're responsible for. And then it's up to them.
You know that feeling when you want something very, very badly. It's the most important thing in your life, and you're willing to push yourself to the limit, turn the world upside down if you had to get to your goal. That feeling is hustle. It's the force that gives you the belief, the confidence, the ideas under pressure to solve tough problems. At Urban Clap, we bring our hustle to work every single day, as a company, as a team, and as individuals. And this is not about just being aggressive or working hard. It's about finding the most smart, practical, meaningful solutions to your work problems and your business goals. But when that's not enough, when it's about effort, we give it our everything. At times, as a company, all teams come together to work on a common problem, if it's that important for the company. But we get it done. That's our hustle.
One of the most crucial elements in the success of an organization is the element of reimagination. Just like any other organization or any other living organism, we as Urban Clap need a mechanism, a way to constantly question ourselves, constantly innovate. And that is really where reimagination plays a role. This is what we as an organization should use. This is what we should embody in questioning what we are doing, in constantly thinking of what next to do. This is our self-evaluation. Right? This plays a big role in growing ourselves into really fulfilling the purpose which we exist for. So we here at Urban Clap are a very young organization. And every single family member, every single teammate here is really responsible for driving the growth of how they are contributing to the grander purpose. right? And that in itself, that innovation which they bring to the table, that responsibility of growing is what really is embodied by Reimagine. Basic is another one of our strong core values. Simply put, it really helps us focus on what is important. It really helps us in removing the clutter when it comes to work streams, right? So it's really essentially a way of working, a way of living for us. We here at Urban Clap believe strongly in keeping things simple, believe strongly in keeping things very straightforward and to the point. And this, for any teammate, becomes a fairly important way to make decisions. This is really where you individually, this is really where every single person owns up their work, owns up their work stream, and the way they start, or the way they're expected to start going about prioritizing their work is by questioning, hey, is this the right thing to do? Out of the 10 things I have, are these the needle moving things? Is this going to move the needle by 80%, or is this a fringe use case, right? And essentially, so hence here at Urban Clap, keeping things basic, keeping things simple really helps us to move fast and really helps us to gun for what is right, what we believe in. The reason why Reimagine is a very important part of our culture is because it is our mechanism to really re-innovate. It is our mechanism to grow. Team is fairly young. Urban Clap, we have a fairly young team. And hence it's very important that every single person as a part of this family really innovates in terms of their domain, in terms of what they are trying to do. It's really the ability for every single one of us to question what we are doing, to find newer and better ways to achieve the same goal, to step back and see what else could be done. And that essentially is embodied by our cultural core value called Reimagine.